It's fairly easy to get started with Eclipse Symphony on Kubernetes. Assuming you already have a Kubernetes cluster and your kubectl configured, you can install Symphony onto your Kubernetes cluster using Symfony's command line tool, maestro. To install maestro, you can go to the Eclipse Symphony/Symphony Git repository, scroll down, and you can get the Get Started link. For instance, you can just copy this command line to install maestro and go to your console, paste it in, enter. This installs the latest maestro on your machine. Now you're ready to use maestro to install Symphony onto your Kubernetes cluster. To do this, all I need to do is to use maestro up. This installs the Symphony control plane onto your Kubernetes cluster. It exposes a REST endpoint that you can call. For instance, you can call out this test route, which doesn't need any authentication. So you can use this to verify if your API is running. You will receive a string back. Of course, calling into other routes will require authentication. And Symphony also provides Kubernetes bindings so that you can use tools like kubectl to directly interact with Symphony. For instance, if I get CRDs created by Symphony, you can see the Symphony installation creates a bunch of custom resources for you to interact with the Symphony system, such as solutions that describes your software, targets that describe your hardware, and instance that describes your deployment, basically how your software is mapped to hardware. And the maestro tool also comes with a number of samples. For instance, now I can run the hello world sample. So this will register my Kubernetes cluster as one of the deployable targets, and it will define a solution that contains a Prometheus server, and then it will define an instance that deploys the Prometheus server to my Kubernetes cluster. To run this, I'm going to say maestro samples run K8s. So this will create the target, which is my Kubernetes cluster. This will create the solution, which is my Prometheus server. And then this will create the instance, which takes the solution and deploy to target. Now, once the service is deployed, you can click on the link to access the Prometheus server. There you go. You've installed Maestro, and you've installed Symphony control plane onto your Kubernetes cluster, and you've deployed your first Symphony solution. If you go back to your cluster, you can examine all the objects that are created. For instance, you can get the solutions, and you can get the target, and you can get the instance. And the maestro tool also allows you to browse the objects, such as maestro get instances. So this goes through the REST endpoint, but you are getting the same result back, just as if you're using kubectl to get the objects back. To clean up the sample payload, you can just do maestro samples remove hello world. Hello K8s. This will remove the instance object, target object, as well as the solution object. This concludes the quick walkthrough of how you can install Maestro, Symphony, and how you can run one of the sample payloads. Thank you.